Okay, gang, happy Tuesday. So, yeah, kind of a fugly market today, right? We came out of the last week with that big downturn. We got a little bullish yesterday. We opened a little bullish, right? And then after that first half hour, 45 minutes, everything just kind of went down. Then it popped up green again about a half hour before we started this recording. And now it's red again. In fact, let's go take a look together at CNBC. Let's pull up CNBC here, and you can see we're on the gold. Let's start with stocks. There you go. So the when we started this recording, it's funny, the market had gone red again. Now it's green a little bit again. So it's just a sideways market today. It seems like it's kind of consolidating a lot of action, right? The volatility. It takes markets sometimes a couple days to get its footing after it's had strong volatility one way or the other. We had downside volatility last week, right? And then we started the week up with this upside volatility. And guess what? Now it's kind of digesting a little bit. Been a little bit green, a little bit red, a little bit green. Now it's green again. So we're up about 13 on the Dow, which is not much. Basically, you see there the red, green on the S&P. It's flat. And the NASDAQ's pretty much flat. Red, both not even quarter percentage gains on any of them or losses. The VIX, right? The VIX is still down below 20 points, which keeps it in that low volatility range. Let's see how it shakes out. There's not a whole lot of news today, but tomorrow we'll start getting some retail earnings. I believe Costco's on the board, Best Buy, and some other big retailers. We also have NVIDIA, which will tell us about the chip sector and things like that. So let's see how that shakes out. And then without question, right, guys, we've got our usual Thursday labor reports. And don't forget, guys, this is a soft week in the sense it's not a short week, it's a soft week. Friday, we close the market at 2:00. So don't forget that, especially if you have options expiring on Friday and you're playing them in the afternoon, then boom, all of a sudden the market closes at 2 instead of 4, and you're sitting on some contracts that are in the money and you have to execute them. You don't want that to happen unless they're in the money big time, right? Then you might want it to happen. But just be aware that the market closes a little early on Friday. And then Monday, we get a nice 3-day weekend, okay? So let's kind of coast towards that. Now, look, these kind of days, guys, when it's real slow, kind of lethargic, boring day, you don't have a lot of plays on the table like us, right? We've got those 3 energy plays, but they're over a month away. And we've got these Ford contracts for Friday, which are at $13. So we're kind of letting Ford work out. We can see what Ford's doing right now. Let's see. Yeah, see, it's kind of stuck around that 13. It's been there all morning. It started out bullish like the market, and then it kind of just consolidated. Ford's got that big investor show tomorrow. So we'll see how that, we're definitely stepping back and letting that kind of play out a little bit before we make any decisions on those contracts. Other than that, we don't have a lot on the board, guys. So what do you do on days like this? This is a great day to, one, either take the day off and go enjoy your life, which we recommend, or at least put a little bit of time in, look through your stocks, whatever your long stocks are, your long positions, you know what I mean? Take a look at them, take a look at the charts, maybe analyze them. You might want to trim something here, add something there, so-and-so. This is a good time to do it because you're not trying to do it under the duress of a big moving market, right? So, and you see that S&P, right? As we're talking, it's just going little red, little green. It's kind of fun. Across the board, things are just kind of flat, right? The bonds, right? The big talk this morning was that 10-year bond went back under 1.6, but we know that thing just kind of bounces around right now. Depend on the news cycle, right? It's funny, the bond market shouldn't move on those kind of things, but it has been lately. Interesting. Oil, guys. You guys know we have that energy play, right? It's sagging a little bit today, right? SU's down a little bit. XLE's down a little bit. ET's kind of retraced back to that $10 level. But earlier in the day, oil was looking real bearish. It's popped back over that 66 level, and it looks like it's ready to make that break towards that $70 a barrel. We're still standing by that $100 a barrel, probably by about midsummer. Gold, right? You gold bugs. We talked about it in yesterday's show. Gold likes those round numbers on spot gold. And here's your spot price. You're at 1897 right now. So you're probably at the on the cusp of some kind of inflection point here with gold. Is it going to break through that $1,900 level and move higher, or is it going to hit that 1900 and recoil, right, as resistance? Right now 1900 would be your resistance, right, because you're trading below it. But if it breaks that out and it holds it, then it turns it into support. We don't like putting bets on the table in right at inflection points, because you're kind of guessing, right? You don't know whether it's going to, it's better to wait for it to actually do whatever it needs to do at that level, and then make your play based off that. That's how we're kind of looking at gold. Crypto, right? The crypto world. We talked about it in Friday's crypto show, right? We showed you on the chart that we felt like Bitcoin made its bottom last week on that sell down. So did Ethereum. And pretty much across the board with the cryptos. And now it was kind of at a point on the chart where it'll just kind of distribute sideways for a little bit while it digests that big sell down. And it looks like that's playing true, guys. So, if you're bullish on Bitcoin, this is your buying opportunity. If you're bearish on Bitcoin, this might be your last chance to get out before another swing down. It just depends on who you listen to, guys. You guys know we're long on the cryptos that we just have a small crypto portfolio we started a couple months ago. And you're welcome to join us on the crypto show on Friday if you want to follow along with that and follow along what we're doing. And, sometimes we have some good information you might be interested in. But, we're long and strong. So, I mean, if anything, we would add some here. But right now, we're not looking to add. We're not looking to sell. We're just holding strong. And as long as it holds that levels there, and we showed you kind of on the chart. Let's pop on over to a simple chart here, the CNBC chart. And you see that bottom there, we felt like it put in. The support was back here, back to mid-January, late January. And we think that support's strong. The beginning of the month, it set that support. The middle towards the end of the month, it tested that twice and confirmed it, ran to a high, came back, retraced, made a couple highs, and then it just had that fiasco. We think if anything, what it'll do is it'll trade in this little range here for a little while, probably between about 35,000 and maybe 38,000, maybe as high as 40,000. Looks like 40,000 is becoming resistance for it. So at least short-term resistance. So like I said, we're long and strong. We're not trying to time it. We're not trying to day trade it or anything like that. But if you're interested in our charting opinion, that's what we think. We think we've got at least maybe a week or two of Bitcoin going a little bit sideways, having good days, having ugly days. But we don't think we'll see any of that mass selling that we saw last week. I think that's digested through right now. It's interesting, right, on that subject, that we had some of the reports, like we saw the one on CNBC, 100-to-1 leverage some of these exchanges are giving their Bitcoin customers. If you're using 100-to-1 leverage, you pretty much get what you deserve. Okay, stay away from that, guys. Other than that, guys, look, it's kind of a fugly day. Like we said, it's a good day to check your portfolio. It's a good day that if you're content with your portfolio, if you got your option plays, you know what's going on and stuff like that, call it a day. Let the market just do what it does. Nothing you do or say is going to change that. So why sit there and shout at it? Anyways, guys, let's call it a show. Okay. So look, the stock of the week, guys, we just don't see anything we're really excited about right now for adding a new position. And you know how we do the stock of the week, guys. We don't mention anything without putting our own money into it. And right now we wouldn't put any new money into trades, any new plays. So we're suggesting the same. So what we're going to do is let's have some fun. Tomorrow, what we're going to do is after the market update, we're going to do a recap of all the stock of the weeks we've called. I think we've been doing it for about 8-9 weeks now. We'll go over each ticker. We'll take a quick look at the chart. We'll talk about where we entered, and we'll start keeping a list of where the trade started and how the trade's doing and things like that. I think besides the Coinbase, right, which had that big pullback, all the other trades are doing pretty well, especially the CCI, the ET, which was under $10. a lot of those plays are doing really well. You know, you pick 9 stocks and 8 of them are just flying. You know, you can live with that one that's a lagger. But Coinbase just got kind of caught up in that Bitcoin infernal, right, from last week. I think it was misinterpreted. For you guys that are looking at Coinbase and maybe looking to enter a position, we bought a share here, a share there, because it's an expensive stock. It's 200, 250 bucks, right? So we're not buying 100 shares in a pack. So we're just kind of by 0 commissions. If your brokerage is charging you commissions on stock purchases, you need to change brokerages, because nobody's doing that we know of right now anymore. So why not? You know, if you got an extra couple $100, we're adding a position, share here, share there. I think we've got about 30 shares right now. So, and I think we're priced at about 270. So, you know what I mean? If you're priced at 230, man, God bless you. But we'll stick with that. And the reason why is, and I just wanted to, since there's not a lot to talk about, let's talk about that Coinbase play. We think the market kind of misinterpreted Coinbase, and it forgot that Coinbase is not reliant on the price of Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin goes down 35%, guess what? That doesn't hurt Coinbase, and it shouldn't hurt Coinbase, because you know what? Going down that 30%, all that panic selling and all those bottom feeders that are trying to catch the falling knife and stuff like that, they're creating volume. Coinbase is an exchange. What does it make its money on? Volume. The volatility is actually good for Coinbase, and we think there was a misinterpretation by the market on that. Once people associate anything with Bitcoin, they immediately in their psyche associate it with the price of Bitcoin. But an exchange, just like the Voyager pick we talked about, which is, I think that one's down about 1 or 2% from when we called it. But position building, right, gives you time to build a position. But everybody, they just connect it to the price of Bitcoin, right? And there's always this kind of funny assumption that when Bitcoin goes down 30, 35%, like a train wreck like it was last week, that everybody sells and stops trading. But that's not true, right? We know that's not true. And, you know, we made a joke about that 100-to-1 leverage. That probably was a big contributor, at least at one of those legs down when those margin calls started coming in, right? We saw it, right? You see it in the stock market, right? This is no different. You're trading a traded value asset, right? It's no different. Anytime you have leverage involved, anytime you have margins involved, when the market itself or the asset itself goes down that much, you are going to have a trigger at some point where a crap load of margin calls come in and people are going to start automatically being liquidated. They don't even have to click the mouse. The broker does it for them, right? Anybody that's seen a margin call or margin liquidation knows how that is. We're not admitting to anything. No. Just kidding, guys. You guys know us. We got our little $300 Bitcoin portfolio. It's 100% cash, no margin, and we're not leveraging anything. The only thing we leverage is those daily interest payments on Nexo, right? All right. So look, guys, you guys have a great day. Okay. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, we'll have our normal Wednesday market update. And then after that, we're going to recap all the stock of the weeks. And we're going to start setting up, we'll set up a page or something where you can track them and you can follow them easily, right? Maybe we'll use the comment section for each individual one, what price we entered at and what we're doing with it, just so you guys have a reference point. And it's nice to see how well they're doing, right? Other than that, guys, call it a day. If you're all set in your portfolios, call it a day. Go enjoy the rest of the day. We're about an hour and a half out of lunch, 7:30 a.m. Hawaii time. Was that about 1:30 Eastern time? Go enjoy the day. NBA basketball, right? Playoffs are in. Baseball season's kind of in full swing. Some of those playoff races look real good. A lot of things going on, right? Outdoor concerts are happening. Beaches are open. Parks are open. Things like that. Even the theaters are open, right? Go enjoy it. It's been over a year since you could enjoy these things. Go have some fun. Other than that, have a great day. I'll see you guys in the morning. Don't forget, we have the market update, and then we'll have the recap of the stock of the weeks after that. Friday is a short day, guys. Don't forget, the market closes at 2 o'clock. Monday is a holiday. Friday is more important because it's an options expiration day. You don't want to be sitting on those contracts at 158 thinking that the market's closing 2 hours later when you've got about a minute to make a call on those. All right. So see you guys in the morning. Okay. You guys have a great day. Happy Tuesday.